prosecutor that's going to replace Fani Willis in the Georgia election case against Trump and his ally. Let's see. I guess Fani Willis is being replaced in the investigation.
Oh, they're going to continue the investigation? I thought the investigation was over.
No, they're going to change the prosecutor.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me go ahead and see if I can find a video. Okay, this is an hour ago.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's news briefing. Our tops.
You said no man. No man.
Did y'all talk about, since it's quiet, did y'all talk about, there's an alleged email asking if DJT gave fellatio to Bubba. Bubba is the nickname for Bill Clinton.
Huh?
Did y'all? Yeah. I saw a post that says,
That's something stupid ass.
a post that said they asked did DJT give Bubba fellatio. I don't know why or how this email came out or if it's even real, but it's something I had heard.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I have to look that up and read about it first. Let me see if this one plays. Let me go ahead and read it. Make sure it's not a computer. Okay, I think I found a good clip.
6 minutes after 7, today is the deadline to name a new prosecutor in Georgia's election interference case that involves President Donald Trump. The fate of this case has been in limbo since the removal of the lead prosecutor, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. Atlanta News First Niamani Watson joins us live. She's outside the Fulton County Courthouse with the latest information. Bring us up to date, Niamani.
Yeah, good morning. The Prosecuting Attorneys Council of Georgia is in charge with the naming of that new prosecutor, and it comes after the Georgia Supreme Court refused to hear an appeal from Fani Willis to stay on the case. Now, Willis announced the indictment back in 2023, accusing President Trump and 18 others of trying to overturn the 2020 election in Georgia. Willis was removed from the case last year after it was revealed she had a romantic relationship with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade. Executive Director of the Prosecuting Attorneys Council of Georgia, Pete Skandalakis, said the new prosecutor could be someone from the Georgia Attorney General's or Solicitor General's office, a private attorney, or even himself. Earlier this week, President Trump pardoned all of his co-defendants in the election interference case, but Skandalakis released a statement saying, quote, "It is important to note that President Trump's pardons apply only to federal charges and do not affect state charges. Therefore, the task before my office remains unchanged. My staff and I have been diligently working on this matter. Now, if no one is named, the case could be dismissed. Again, we are expecting a decision sometime today. We will continue to keep you updated as we learn more information. For now, we're live outside of the Fulton County Courthouse. I'm Imani Watson, Atlanta News First.
All right, Fanny.
That's for the best, right? You guys agree?
I mean, yeah, just to keep people from making noise, but what she did wasn't illegal. She was allowed to date. But I mean, it became a distraction. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it's for the best, just to keep that distraction out of the way, and people can pay attention to actually what's going on.
Agreed.
I was really upset about that whole situation. I couldn't believe they caught her doing that. For sure.
That she was
Yeah.
she knows she couldn't do anything, even if it was legal. She just knows she just couldn't even breathe to the left, right?
Exactly. You know those people was gonna find any and everything they could possibly find.
And she a black woman.
That part.
She was good at her job. I mean, she is good at her job. So it's like, damn, we wanted you to keep doing this, but fuck.
But the problem is that Black people are always held to a higher standard. And that is always the problem that I have with this, because lawyers sleep with lawyers all the damn time, good, bad, or indifferent. And at the end of the day, who gives a damn about who was sleeping with who and why that should have blown this case up? But this was Donald Trump. They blew this shit out of proportion and out of order to distract from the fact that this motherfucker was asking, where could I find 11,867 votes? And he was talking to the Secretary of State, and that's what the focus is and still should be about, because this nigger was literally, this white man was literally asking to steal the vote in friggin' Georgia. And we still keep forgetting that. That's my problem.
But aren't those people like found not guilty now?
No.
Yeah.
No, they were not. Because, listen, a lot of them that got in trouble, they weren't able to pardon them. A lot of them got in trouble and they took, a lot of them took, because it was state charges. So a lot of them took deals, and they ended up bargaining out and ended up taking deals. So no, absolutely not. No, ma'am.
You sure?
Yes, look it up.
Well, and there never were there federal charges?
No, this is a state case.
So he just pardoned them just for show.
Right.
It had nothing to do with the
Right, correct. It's just horse and pony show. But they were state charges, and what's her name? Sidney Sheldon got disbarred. What's his name got disbarred? Rudy Giuliani got disbarred. What's the little girl's name? She got disbarred too. She had to pay out a fine. There were a lot of people that got in trouble behind this. So we're getting like, what's the word I'm looking for? Super amnesia that a lot of people got in trouble over this case.
I remember that. I just thought they got okay, what happened? You okay, Luca?
Oh, poor baby. Okay.
You okay? Oh. Like what the what?
What?
Yo,
No, that was not me.
Lord, jeez.
No,
I'm gonna put that out there like that. You keep it moving.
Nope, that was not me. Nope, and no.
Good job.
Nope.
Oh God.
Don't give me that jacket. Nope.
I didn't want to put it on you. That's the reason why I was trying to just walk fast. But then I happened to look down. I saw that was Luca. Okay.
Yeah, don't give me that jacket, please, Lord Jesus. No.
Oh, Lord.
First Lady.
Oh, you got my name right. Dang,
I do all the time.
Friday.
I'm done. Good morning, Rez, Divine, Brian, JD. What up,
Good morning, GA. Good morning. Wrong for that PTR. Not the wealth obstetrician. Jesus. Compliance would have said, hell no. Jerry, do you remember how many people were, I don't know, convicted, but how many people literally got charges in the GA election fraud thing with Trump? Because there are a lot of people that went down in this.
Well, charges and convictions, because there's a lot of people that were indicted, but you know how stuff kind of just magically floats away.
Well, I know Sydney Sheldon took a plea deal, and I know took a plea deal to the young girl, because remember Sydney Sheldon got disbarred. Hold on. Sydney Sheldon got disbarred. Giuliani got disbarred. The young girl got disbarred. They all got disbarred because all of them took plea deals, if you remember, behind this case.
Yeah, they all did. I think that other girl, I can't think of her name right now. It was one more that was on that legal team that got disbarred. And
Arizona GA, there was a bunch. The fake electors.
Yeah.
They tried. Yeah, there was I don't know if they went to jail, but that was big news. I remember.
Yeah, it was a bunch of them, but like I said, they took plea deals or, something got disbarred, something of the nature. They didn't get what they deserved, let me say that.
But something happened in a state, and that judge dismissed it and said there's no findings here. It was a black judge. And then what was said after that is that she sets the precedents and other states might follow. That's where I got it from. It just came back to me. That's why I thought, it kind of got erased. There was a specific case that was heard, and that specific group of people or person got off.
77 pardons I just read regarding him trying to steal the 2020 election. So it looks like he just pardoned them.
Okay, so I'm going to read it. Hold tight. I have the data. I'm pulling it up because I have a list. Okay, Scott Hall was indicted, and hold on. I have a list. Guilty pleas. Okay, Scott Hall pleaded guilty. He got 5 years probation, $5,000 fine, community service. Sidney Powell was disbarred. She got 6 years probation, $6,000 fine, restitution. Kenneth Cheeseborough, he got 5 years probation, community service, restitution. He also had to give a public apology to the state of Georgia. Jenna Ellis, that was the one. She was also disbarred too. And Cheeseborough was the one. He was also later charged with 7 felonies. He pleaded guilty to only one of the felonies for committing, filing false documents. He turned over, and all 4 agreed to testify truthfully and not to speak to witnesses or defendants or media. And they also had to submit a letter to the court apologizing to the state of Georgia and to the people of Georgia. So yeah, that's the story. So 4 people actually did get found guilty, and that was their but 2 got disbarred, Sidney Powell and and then Giuliani got caught on some other stuff, and he did get disbarred by New York.
Giuliani get sued by those 2 women that he accused of
That is correct, and they won their case, and he actually had to turn over 70% of his assets. He lost his apartment in New York. He didn't lose the Florida condo. He lost his watches, his jewelry. I mean, just like a ton of assets. He had to turn over his Maserati or whatever it was, Ferrari or whatever the heck it was. He had to turn over millions of dollars in assets. So yeah.
You should have sued Beijing because they failed him at their press conference.
Well, here's the funny part. Trump didn't come, Mr. Billion Dollars himself, which is his bestie, right, from the testy. How come Mr. Bestie from the testy didn't go pay his stuff? Because if that was my bestie and I took an L for you, why you ain't come pay my stuff? But you friends with me. Let me go on mute.
At least in the hood, you take the L, they come put something on your books.
Hello? Right. I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna throw a few million your way. I got billions. Why am I not gonna come pay your stuff? But you see, this is the stuff that I be talking about.
But he didn't even pay Giuliani for the work he did. Remember, he told him
He
not to
stiffed
pay.
him. Yeah.
And then he fired old boy from Jersey the same way. Like, he had him do all that work, get out there, and they fired him too. I mean, so he's been doing this. You're not a real friend. Somebody tell TC so he knows.
Still laughing at the Beijing joke.
I still think you got a case there, Divine. You ain't take them.
Gia, are you eating a bagel?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm eating my yogurt.
It be this loyalty thing to somebody that is not loyal to you that I don't understand. That y'all they come on here and cape for Trump every day. And what loyalty has this man given to them? Because all this loyalty I hear Black MAGA come on here with, I'm trying to figure out what has he reciprocated. He ain't even reciprocating the loyalty to the people that he stand in proximity with, but he don't even stand in proximity with y'all, and y'all be giving him loyalty. Help me understand. Please help me. Jen, help me. I don't know. Help me. Help me out, Devon. I just need to know.
Well, I know I'm trying to find funding for my homeboy I went to school with because he's a cartoonist. And he's trying to launch his new comic book character, Black MAGA. I think it's going to take off. I think it's going to be thebomb.com. Black MAGA consistently getting his ass whipped all across the Marvel Universe. I think it's going to.
But I'm just saying, you got, I can't even say Omari anymore because he seems to be doing a little turncoat. But you got Mike P, you got TC, you got Manfinity, you got all these little Jehus every day. They be on here caping every single day that have no proximity. I don't hear Betty Johnson, none of these MAGAs be giving them anything. It's so funny. What's his name? Terrence Williams, the little black guy that was in foster care. He got an invite yesterday to Melania's foster care launch. Child, you would have sworn this man got like, you would have sworn he got the award for the best thing ever. He got a little invite to her signing some stupid document about foster care, right? He posted that thing on X yesterday. Again, another little, oh, I'm going to throw you a crumb. This is his second invite to the White House. Remember I told y'all about his invite he got earlier this year, when they had their little MLK photo op day where they invited the Black MAGAs and they roped them off in a little area and gave them some McDonald's. Well, again, this time he got invited, but he took a picture outside the door because he didn't get invited to take pictures with them. He just got invited to the signing like normal people do. They didn't take pictures with them. But again, it be all this nonsense and grandstanding for these people, and they don't give a damn about him. Not one damn. I don't understand any of this. It is this massive mentality. Why do they have this feeling like these people give a damn about them? Why do they feel so beholden to people that don't feel beholden to them?
Whereas they need somebody to say, you beautiful, you important, you is wise, you is beautiful. And nobody's ever done that, so.
But I don't understand why people get mad for other people having different choices and views than what you have. Like, they have different views. Like, they don't share the same views as you.
I don't get mad with them, First Lady. My thing is this, and this is what I believe. I believe everybody has a right to their own opinion of what they think is right. This is why me and Anthony don't butt heads often, because I tell him frequently, hey, you have every right to be ignorant. And I celebrate you in your ignorance, because that's a choice. But my thing is, don't shoot yourself in the forehead, then come complaining to me that the hospital ain't taking no new patients. That's my gripe with Black MAGA. Do not shoot yourself in the face and then complain to me that you don't have a healthcare subsidy for reconstructive surgery. You did that, Negro. You put the gun in your face. You voted. So, I mean, when Trump bends you over, throw some sand up in there and take you to town, don't ask me for nothing, pimpin'. Don't complain to me about nothing.
Okay, vote for me. Hello?
Hello? Yo, GA, man. You know, listen, bro.
I was just talking about you.
No, your dog, I've been right here, man. I've been right here.
He was listening.
I've been listening. And yo, GA, like, you know what's crazy? Like, I never, ever call your name, Jim. I never call your name. And yo, GA, I stay giving you passes. I don't, GA, really.
But I said that's why we get along, Anthony.
No, but you talking crazy about me at the same time.
No, I'm talking crazy.
No, GA, you be sideways dissing, man. You know what you doing.
What was I sideways?
Nah. You talking about if Trump bend me over and shit like that?
I wasn't talking about you.
Man.
I said
no. You mentioned dog. You mentioned it in the context of my name. Yo, listen, GA, listen.
Hey, Anthony, I'm sorry, my friend. I'm sorry, and I apologize.
Cool.
I did not mean to offend you.
We good. Yo, we good. No problem. On to the next. So, if we sit down there and we have a difference of opinion, as First Lady said, and so it would be different if you know, they coddled us. If they say, yo, come sit on our lap like you Santa Claus, then it would be, you know, then it would make sense to certain people for us to support them because they tell us to come sit in their lap. You got a group of people that have different principles than yours, and they stand on their principles. And this idea that, like, you know, I don't understand, it's very odd. The same way you have your principles, other people look at shit differently. It doesn't make any sense. You sit down and you want it like a big circle jerk. That's what certain specific people want. I'm not talking to everybody on stage. All right, there's certain people, I ain't mentioning no names. And it's just very, like, I can't comprehend. You got your opinion. I got my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't mean that I'm God and God whispered in my ear and said to me, this is what it is. I just have a different outlook than you. I'm not telling you how to think. Please don't tell me how to think. You don't know what's beneficial for me from what's not beneficial for me. You don't know what I consider to be like the path for myself and my family. I'm not dictating what's right for you and your family. Don't do it to me. It's real simple.
Oh my God, what is going on? Wah. Jesus.
Hey, good morning, Reform.
Good morning.
Hi, darling.
Reform's about Mickey, man, and you can't even.
I was happily scrolling on Threads, looking at huskies in the snow, and then I heard this maudlin wah 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 wah.
Like a wild baby crying.
Reform. Excuse me, class. What's happening here? What's going on?
First
Get it
lady.
together.
Not a wild baby.
Behave.
First,
Be nice.
First lady, I want to reiterate this part of my statement is Anthony and I get along because he thinks my ideas are ignorant and my position is ignorant. I think his position politically is ignorant. But I think he has every right to have his position. And he thinks I have every right to have mine. But this, like I said before, Black MAGA as a whole, when they get hurt in the choices that they made, and I think Rez has the same issue, is don't come crying to the people who told you not to make that choice.
That part.
That's the only issue that I have. If you get shot in the face, you bought the gun, loaded it, pointed it towards your face, and pulled the trigger. It is not my fault. It's not the Democrats' fault. Because life is hard. You pulled the trigger. That is my only gripe. I have no problem with people having different ideas, different thought processes, and they make different choices.
Okay, and that might
That's what you
all be
articulated,
true,
because there was somebody else that articulated something very different from what you just said.
But my whole thing is, you talking about a gripe, but even still, like, if they got a problem, I don't want to say I ain't gonna have a gripe because they got a problem. Because if somebody come to me and ask me for something, right? If I have it, I might give. But if I don't, ain't no need to have me having a conversation with me, because that's your problem. I still don't have a gripe with you.
But First Lady, what if they trying to get your attention and they trying to say, First Lady, look, I'm in dire need and life is hard. And First Lady, it's your fault because you was busy living your life and you're not paying me enough attention. And you need to come and fix my life because the choices that you made mess me up.
But who's gonna say that? Nobody's gonna say that.
But that's the point
No,
I'm
they
making.
don't.
Nobody
No.
ever said nothing like that.
I ain't never heard nobody say
It's the
nothing
Democrats'
like
fault that everything is messed up. First Lady, come on now. You gonna play like you haven't been in this room? You just came here today.
Okay, you breaking down. I did understand what you were saying.
I said you play like they haven't been saying for almost 3 years that it's the Democrats' fault that the country is in a wreck.
That's
Not the same thing as asking you to fix somebody's problem. Nobody's asking GA or anybody else on the stage to fix their problems. That would be a lie, man.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you particularly.
I said nobody. I didn't say me.
But I disagree with you because there has been MAGA to come in this room and say y'all need to quit voting Democratic. Y'all need to quit voting like y'all vote.
GA, listen. There's Democrats that say y'all need to stop voting MAGA. What I'm talking about specifically is this idea of needing somebody to fix our problems. The majority of the MAGA are successful people. They're people that do really, really well. Really, really well. So this idea of somebody's coming and asking you to fix their problems is odd. One of the main reasons why they are conservative is they believe in self-accountability. This is y'all accuse us of being selfish. That's what you accuse. Nobody coming asking you to fix nobody's problems, GA. How, Sway?
I don't think
Survey says that's a lie.
I don't think grifting is the answer, and grifting is not the solution to saying somebody is doing well. Because a lot of the conservatives I am seeing are grifting. They're doing a lot of grifting. And when the grift is over, the problem is that you can't live off the grift forever, i.e. Silk and Diamond, i.e. a lot of the conservatives that were Black MAGA in the first movement during the first Trump administration that are no longer around, that are no longer able to grift, that are no longer able to survive off of what they grifted the first time, that are no longer doing well anymore. for. That is my example. And I think those are pretty good examples, whether you like it or not. And the same thing that happened to them is the same thing that's going to happen the second time around. Yes, are there going to be some people that are going to be okay because they know how to budget and they know how to keep their numbers together? Absolutely. But to say there is going to be this mass majority of people that are going to be able to keep it together, absolutely the hell not. They aren't. And again, when we start to see the fallout from the fact that this subsidy situation, if they do not extend the subsidies and we don't see anything happen, because if your president does not, do as he promised, to give this large sum of money to people so they can buy private insurance, because they don't have the funding, because we're $38 trillion in debt, and there's no way to find additional money to give people to buy private insurance, because now we're going to increase the debt ceiling, which he promised not to do. Again, let's see how this all plays out. But the numbers don't add up. I don't have to be an economist. I just have to be a realist and a person that has lived long enough to understand that the numbers don't make sense. And at the end of the day, I'm saying this because I've lived long enough to look at this, that what you're saying doesn't make sense. And when you don't have people that don't have insurance, guess what happens? They come to other people and they turn around and say, you know what? I thought I voted for XYZ, but guess what? What I thought I voted for didn't happen. And they're the ones that come, and now they're coming to the black community and saying, yo, you know what I voted for? I didn't get. So now they're coming and they're coming in the black church, they're coming to the doggone GoFundMe, they're asking for the fish fry, they're asking for everybody else to come help them, because white MAGA turning around saying, I can't help you. White MAGA won't even help themselves, help each other. Again, I gave an example of the fact that Rudy Giuliani is broke, and Trump won't even help him. So if he won't even help his own people, what makes you think he gonna help y'all? Y'all are delusional. I'm going on mute.
Hey, Red, I would say this. Hold on. I gotta review one thing and then you can respond. Anthony, you gotta talk to me about when you tell me that MAGA is successful. You gotta talk to me about that, man, because outside of New Mexico and Kentucky, who have Democratic governors, 8 out of the top 10 poorest states in the country are all MAGA states, bro. Help me.
This is embarrassing, man.
Help me with that.
GA, stop for a second, all right? We are moving the entire stadium. We need to stop this.
I said what I said.
No, GA, I need you to listen for a second.
Okay, I'm listening.
Talking about black MAGA on Clubhouse.
I wasn't talking about black MAGA on Clubhouse.
No,
I was talking about the entire country.
Okay, this is where the genesis of the conversation started.
I'm sorry. That's my bad.
Yeah, please stop.
No, I'm saying it's my bad. I'm apologizing.
It's all good, and I'm good with that. Thank you. It's all good. What caused me to come up on stage was my name being mentioned. There was other black MAGA that got mentioned as well. All right? So, this is what caused me to come up on stage. I specifically said the vast majority of black MAGA is doing well, referring to the black MAGA on Clubhouse.
That's not true.
This is what okay, so Nikki, you're entitled to your opinion, all right? I believe TC is doing well. I believe there's multiple people.
TC was a Democrat before Kamala Harris ran, so there was nothing materially that, just 1 second, there was nothing materially that, but I've already debunked your example.
Please.
Okay.
Behave.
It's really crazy.
But he's giving misinformation.
He's not giving any misinformation. It's his opinion.
They mentioned TC as being one of the black MAGAs. At no point did you come off your mic and say anything about him being, a Democrat until Kamala run. When I
don't talk to her. Just keep saying what you stay focused. Say what you gotta say.
Yeah, no problem. So this is what I was refuting. This is what I was talking about. So what they end up doing is they build straw men on these stage, and then they decapitate them in front of everybody and act like they made a point. It's bullshit. Nobody is coming and crying about insurance. If I lost everything I had tomorrow, I gotta go out and earn for my family. I'm not asking anybody for shit. I gotta figure this motherfucker out. You can't talk shit and then go around begging for shit. You can't. You gotta make a decision. How you gonna live your life? Nobody's asking anybody for anything. I don't expect any handouts. I'm not looking for none. I believe in order for me to be autonomous, I gotta be able to produce. If I'm dependent on somebody else for my daily bread, I'm not a man. That's the way I look at it. God bless you if you think differently, but nobody's coming and asking anybody for anything. This idea is very odd.
And as you could tell, he refuted none of my examples because I gave specific examples administration all the way through, and he has refuted none of the examples that I gave. He just spinned and spinned and talked about nothing.
The part that he's addressing is a part of the conversation where GA, because I asked a specific question. I don't understand why we get upset with people for having different views. Right? That was the question. GA used Anthony as an example and said, I get along with Anthony just fine. And then he went on to say Black MAGA, but I guess Anthony still thought he was specifically talking about him. That's the reason why Anthony joined the stage. Anthony was responding to him and telling him that he doesn't hear anybody on this app or nor himself asking people for anything. So he was just addressing that portion of it. I'm not sure about the portion that you're speaking about when it comes down to health insurance. Like, who exactly, have you heard anybody on this app specifically that was MAGA that is now complaining about the health insurance?
First lady, I was talking about Black MAGA being successful because I was addressing the fact that Anthony has spread these misnomers that Black MAGA as a whole is successful. And that was the problem that I had with his summation. His summation was that Black MAGA as a whole has been successful and been successful for a while. I gave examples of the fact that Black MAGA has not been successful. In fact, they grifted so much that even the ones from the first Trump administration have not done well. They fell off. And I gave examples, specific examples, and he not even discussed or even addressed that, went around in circles. And this is what I have a problem with all the time, is that we always allow them to dance and skirt around it instead of addressing what we're talking about. We always allow them to do this. So we never address the actual conversation. This is what they always do.
Okay. It's okay. It's all right.
So, let me try to say this the right way. So, one of the things, I'll use this example about me and Haitian get along well. Let me start off with that. I know he's not in the room, but me and him get along really well. But one of the things that has always been like kind of a cringe thing with him is that he's given up on people that are Black Republicans. And he's just like, fuck them, fuck it. Like, they ain't never gonna change, this is where they are. But more and more that I'm, at least in Clubhouse, I'm starting to believe them. And I'm starting to agree with them, because when you stick to the lies or you don't answer the questions, at the minimum, it makes it not productive. And then I don't ever really think that I'm gonna change somebody's opinion that's on the stage. But usually I always think about the people that are listening so that they can form their own opinion and go from there. But like a lot of times, it's just odd to me that we'll have a conversation. Only way that we can function, whether it's in this room or in Lisa's room, function with the MAGA is they want to be able to just not answer questions at a certain time, or once they get frustrated, just crash out until they get kicked off the stage. And it makes it just unproductive, which to me, I think, I don't want to say I'm an apologist, but I understand why people, working black men would fall susceptible to it. Does that make sense? I fully can understand it. I think the black men are tired.
Exactly, Brian.
Yeah, I think it's think that they're great victims. I don't want to say victims. That they're great people for the Republican Party to go after, which is why the Republican Party committed to bringing in black people to their party. They decided we're going to get black people. We're going to make the head of the the Republican Party president be black and all this stuff. And then they realized that shit, we're gaining black people but losing some of our racist people. So let's just fuck that idea, right? And then they went the other direction. And then when they saw old girl from Alaska, what she was able to pull off, Trump said, shit, I could do that even better, right? And he went all in on the racist side of it. But to me, although I have, and I'm about to land, although I have conservative principles, although there is fully understand that don't fully align with the Democratic Party, there is no fucking way I would align myself with being black Republican, the way that they're racist and the way that they're going on with bullshit.
So when are the Republicans trying to reach out to black people? I'm not black men specifically.
Oh, they were. They aggressively were. That was the direction of their party for a little while. And,
it was?
They made the head of the party a black man.
You're talking
Michael
about
Steele.
Steele. Yeah, so that was black outreach to you.
It was.
Yeah, no, they had a serious effort. Like I remember that.
Bars in hell.
It was feeble.
Yeah, I'm like,
it was
what?
feeble. It was
And
ridiculously
he
feeble.
hates the RNC now. Like,
no, I know, but hold on, I was gonna give them. It was working. The reason why they dropped it was because they realized that, oh shit, we're racist. We gotta stay racist. That's what it was. Michael Steele will talk about it.
But that's not MAGA though. That's where so there are black conservatives.
That was more the Tea Party, Brian.
I think we let them off the hook when we constantly separate MAGA. Because if you're a black Republican, then you're with the bullshit. You're going along with it. So you might not be the one that's in the bank stealing, but if you're outside in the getaway car, then you're fucking involved and you shouldn't be able to get left off the hook like that. And that always bothers me too. And I understand why we do that. We're like, oh no, they're actually MAGA. Nah, don't come in here with that soft shit because if you're letting it go, then you're a part of it. So the black Republicans, they're all together. And I haven't fully given up on them, but I'm just saying that like, if you're with that shit, you're with that shit, period.
Well, I kind of respectfully disagree with that, Brian, in the sense that I've been around for 54 years and I've always held conservative views. And, I mean, there's a reason why there's been specific people that were kicked out of the Republican Party because they didn't espouse to the Tea Party transforming it into MAGA. There is a difference. There is a difference of ideology. There's a difference of governing principles. There is a difference. Now, I do agree with you, however, with people that sit idly by and say, hey, they're going to hell in a handbasket. I'm going to just sit on my hands until they kick them out. I do agree with that part of it, but there is a difference.
No, we're in the same place. The way you said it right now is what I'm basically saying. That, like, if you're not over there trying it, then you're going on. But now, if you're voting with it constantly, right? If you're regularly on board with it, then you're with them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, but I agree with Brian when they did. We don't remember they did that African American Advisory Council bullshit.
Oh damn! Yeah, I remember that, Patty.
I mean, they weren't going to do they weren't going to get anybody. Michael Steele was the president during Obama. They weren't getting any black folks from Obama. Let me say, I think sometimes y'all conflate black MAGA online, who are generally, while they might vote for Trump and like Trump, they're not actually in the party in any meaningful way, if that makes sense. I mean, take Anthony, who was just here. Anthony is not in the party. He's just the kind of black conservative guy that has been around from the beginning. There's always been, especially usually black guys, not always, usually black men, who go against the stream and they find a thing in politics to go against. So, for example, there were versions of what we now call black MAGA during King's time who didn't like MLK. He's just stealing money. He's not doing this. They weren't really part of Goldwater's Republican Party. I think there's always been black Republicans, and some of them, support Trump, the Condoleezza Rice of the world, people like that. But a lot of times it's just like, now we're online, it's just people who adopt that as a way of trolling, not me, y'all, and to get a rise out of y'all. That's why they all say the same thing. They don't know who the head. Ask a black MAGA to name 3 heads of the Republican Party. Ask them their state party. Ask them their senators. Ask them their congressmen. Ask them if they belong to the Chamber of Commerce. Ask them what rallies they've been to. The answer they won't. I don't know. No. But they know what to say to trigger you liberals, because you guys let them trigger you. Just like they sound ridiculous. So I think that's the distinction. Now it's online. The black MAGA. I think it's between a black Republican and a black MAGAT. Manfinity is a black MAGAT if he's black. That's what he is. He's not a Republican. He don't know nothing about Republican. He just here to troll.
Facts.
I'm done.
Agreed. Because black conservatives have always been a thing. Like a lot of black churches, you know, they didn't really go into politics, but, you know, I mean, yeah, so like, but black MAGA, just like white MAGA, I think is something completely different. Donald Trump is not, in my opinion, not your typical Republican president. He's not fiscally conservative, for one. Like, he's messing up the economy, so I guess he's on brand there, but yeah, I mean, just like TC, y'all don't have to give up who you are in order to ascribe to something else. And I don't understand like this bootstrapping thing, Anthony. It's kind of tired, especially to say that you don't depend on government. You literally rent out to Section 8. Like that is depending on the government. So I don't understand how you don't see the difference. You're more dependent on the government. Oh, damn. Of course he ran off. Anyway. He's more dependent on the government than most of us, I would say.
But I thought I saw him in the thing, but that was Agent. But
that PTR is hilarious, Agent. By the way, oh my god.
I thought he was there. I was like, oh, here. But the thing is like usually they're not making substantive points. They're just rhetorically sparring. I'll give you an example. TC did not know anything about Swiss healthcare. He didn't know about the Swedish model. He had no idea what we were talking about the other day, but just ready to disagree. And came up with some nebulous, incoherent, sophistic, conceptual rendering to just debate me and other people. He doesn't have a view on healthcare. He's never read anything on healthcare. So I just gotta let them have it. That's why they come here. Notice they don't hold. Democratic who are churning butter, eating cotton, and having extra corn pone on the Democratic plantation. Like maggots do that. They can't hold rooms and discuss ideas and talk about shared values and candidates they like, because they don't have any of those commitments. They're just trolling. That's why it's fun. You just got to counter troll them.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what, Maggie, you are absolutely right, because he never talks about anything substantive at all. He just spews shit and it doesn't even have a leg to stand on. So you're...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if y'all remember the healthcare thing, but Patty was like, well, what about the Nordic model? He's like, I don't know what that is.
I remember.
Like, what about the Swiss? And I was like, yeah, it's a combination of private insurance and this. He's, no, it's not. And he literally read word for what I said. Well, not word for word, but and he still doesn't want to disagree. He's just debating for its own sake. And at a certain point, I mean, I guess that could be fun. But like, you saying you voted all Republican because you saw behavior online. So you're willing to live with the consequences of a set of policies and administrative state or lack thereof because you didn't like what you saw online, so you go against your so-called values? That suggests to me you never had any values. That's it. But let me say another thing on the Black MAGA. This is online and in general. I don't know if y'all know this, but being Black MAGA is one of the leading manifestations for bitterness and resentment against Black people. A lot of Black MAGA, I've said this before, many people know this, a women, like black conservative women, they hate what the divestors call Blackistan, and one way to express that is by being Black MAGA. So what conservative, what they call it, what it allows them to do is to distinguish themselves from the crowd.
So are you saying that what they're doing is they're kind of taking themselves away from their blackness? Is that what you said? I'm just curious because I'm trying to understand.
I may be in the matrix. Am I in the matrix?
Yeah, because I'm losing your thought.
I may be in the matrix. Am I in the matrix?
No, you're good.
No, you're not. You're good.
Okay. No, I'm saying they have resentment, trauma. They don't like the community, as Anthony says, for whatever reason. And the only way they can express that, one of the ways you can express that, is by going against the collective. So since the collective is generally on the plantation, one way to distinguish themselves, troll the collective, and get a thumbs back, I don't like that, is to become MAGA, is what I'm saying.
Got you, but
Like
some of them are still on the damn plantation, their damn selves though.
I can't hear somebody in the chat.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I'm driving. Good.
Yeah, but some of them are still on, the ones that are upset are still on the damn plantation. I.e. Silk and Diamond was still on the damn plantation.
Oh, well,
a lot of the Black MAGAs, yeah, but the ones that are Black MAGA, a lot of them are still on the plantation. A lot of them are still in the field. Some of them a couple of them in the house, but a lot of them are still on the plantation because they still stepping and fetching.
Yeah, I agree. No, I was saying we were on the Democratic Foundation. No, I agree. I'm not talking about them. I'm just saying, people now use politics as get back, is what I'm saying. And the ultimate get back, since so many people dislike Donald Trump or MAGA-ism, let alone tenderism, is to just say, oh yeah, I support Trump, I support so-and-so. I mean, look, people who resent those of you with college education, it's not that they have a substantive argument against college education. They have a personal resentment. And so that then gives them an entry point into MAGA. That's what I'm saying. So it's forms of resentment against individuals, Black people, the community, as they call it, etc. They just don't like it. A lot of it is childhood trauma.
But Magda, do you think that has something to do with the growing trend, which I've finally been forced to acknowledge does exist outside of Clubhouse? Because I never heard of Kevin Samuels and the red pills, and then this Mamiya person. I learned all about that in these conclaves that they have. Do you think that there's some sort of trend between this anti-Blackness for women and the accomplishments? Because I've been hearing that a lot, right? Hearing Black people be anti-education on this app, even though I know most of them are trolling, is insane to me. When have Black people ever been anti-education? Do you think that there's some sort of, you know what I'm saying? One is bolstering the other, because they overwhelmingly tend to be not Republicans, not really conservative, because half of them aren't married. They don't fit any of the typical stereotypes of what we would consider a Black Republican, but they're just, you know what I'm saying? They're Black MAGA. Have y'all noticed that? What do you think about that?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it is driven by resentment for Black women. And people online gave voice to various forms of resentment. Imagine thinking in 2025, you don't want your woman to be fine and educated. Imagine thinking you don't want an educated woman to raise your children. We all know that culture and love of education is generally passed down through the mother. Imagine saying, well, we don't, education doesn't matter. I'm just trying to imagine being a woman for my child to raise my children, but you don't care about her education. Huh? Yeah, a lot of it is driven by resentment.
Yeah, they want a dumb, fine bitch. I'm sorry for saying bitch. I'm sorry, woman. But that's what they say. I'm just, parroting what they say. I'm how does that make any sense? You want a stupid woman? Bro,
But my problem with the resentment is then what happens to the next generation of our children, right? Because if you're raising, if you have an uneducated woman, right, who's raising your children? Help me understand that.
These kids have the internet. They know their parents are stupid.
Whoa. Not good. Not good. Not good.
I mean, real talk. They do. They do. That's why they have ingested AI. That's why they're so technologically advanced. That's why they're not buying you need to go to college and work at the plant for 30 years. Ain't nobody listening to that. These kids ain't listening to that.
So are we going backwards or are we going forward?
The
Because
Indians are.
the plant conversation, working at the plant
I
conversation.
just use that as an example. I don't want us to get hung up on that, Riz.
I know, but I'm just saying the plant conversation was the 50-year that was the Make America Great conversation. Working at the plant in the 50s at GM was what people strived for. You see what I'm saying? And I'm just using it as an example. That was what people were striving for in the Black community in order for them to be able to get somewhere. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got what you're saying.
And someone put in the chat, I do think that this hyper focus on, which is ironic coming from me, but like this hyper focus on like building wealth and the LLC bros and the real estate bros and the crypto bros, like I don't think that's helping at all. Like this judgment that if you're not, you know, that you don't make $100,000, since when did $100,000 become, you know, like paltry, like that's nothing? I'm like, what? You know how hard it is to make $100,000? Like that's not 8% of Black people make $100,000, and their average age or median age is probably not 25 years old. I can assure you. I don't know when that became a throwaway amount. That's just insane.
I thought the median income for Black people in this country right now is what, 45 to 50,000? As far as it working, I'm talking about W-2 workers. Am I wrong, Reform?
I think it's a little higher.
Target. I thought it was 45 or 50,000.
I think it's a little higher because it depends on like, so they look at it by household, which can be multiple people working in a household.
Right.
Or
but it's
it
not
can be
much higher.
individuals.
Yeah, it's not much higher. It's about
No.
somewhere between 45 and 50,000. That's the median income. So we're not there yet. We haven't reached there, guys. Like we ain't even reached 100,000 as a median income. The median income in Asian households right now is 85,000. I know that for a fact.
Well, theirs is higher than white income right now.
That's
crazy.
Right.
I mean, it's not runaway, but that's household. So that's still like if you have multiple people working, right? So that's what I point out to people. But that part, I mean, this I don't know. I guess it's just this pervasion of social media. But it just kills me, or like the IUL. If I hear somebody say be your own bank, GA knows this. I rant about this all the time. I'm like, Jesus Christ. You got people putting $50 a month into a policy saying, I'm gonna be my own bank, and I'm like, you're putting $50 a month. You're not gonna be your own bank, I promise you.
It's retarded. I get so sick of hearing it, Mickey. I do. I throw up in my mouth. I'm like, stop it, you fool. But they run around.
It's so predatory. It is. Or like, make money off the stock market, become a millionaire. I don't like those either.
Those are the weird ass conversations because I've been playing the stock market forever, and yes, I got a couple dollars, but like people do not understand that stock market is not something like. Let me just shut my mouth because oh my God.
No, Riz, no, you're not off. I mean, this crap about everybody can be a day trader, and this
is the craziest conversation. It's insane. I don't understand it. Like, do they not understand? Like, look, oh my God.
All right. If I see one more signal group, I swear to God.
I swear to God, I'm gonna scream.
I'm gonna scream.
I'm just over this. Like, I'm gonna.
All right, how long y'all gonna complain? Because this complaining is getting on my nerves.
I'm sorry, First Lady.
Like, I can't do this.
Sorry, First Lady.
Well,
My
I'm a
bad.
millionaire, so I'm not complaining.
Okay, my bad. Okay, well, I'm not. So my bad.
And I got like 30 LLCs. And yeah, no, I'm a billionaire. that yesterday, right?
Oh, yeah, Clubhouse Billionaire.
Everybody
Yeah.
knows Clubhouse.
I'm a multi-millionaire, and I have not gotten to the billionaire status, but I am a multi-millionaire.
Yes, we are. We're rich.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I don't think it's complaining as much as just acknowledging. Because that's the thing, like,
Acknowledging means you say it once. If you say it twice, if you say it a third time, it's complaining. And this conversation has been a loop of complaints.
Not necessarily. It may not be complaining, it may be diagnosing an issue. And when people like you underdiagnose, the illness doesn't get solved. So don't worry. You may have cancerous cells, but if you just walk around and eat orange juice in the morning, you'll be fine. So maybe what they're doing is diagnosing it to the degree with which it needs to be diagnosed. So therefore, when it's prescription time,
Child, you just wanna come against me today. And guess what? Let me tell you something. It's complaining, period.
it's not.
So
But we
just
listen
like,
to-
yes, it is.
we
It is.
listen to Anthony complain. Like,
It's not.
I mean,
Let me tell you,
And exactly, and y'all get on him for complaining.
let me tell you.
It's
Let me tell you, young
so
people.
you can have your
saying they
opinion.
shouldn't
Excuse
be
me, sir.
educated.
I allow you to finish. You're gonna allow me to
I
finish.
thought you
Thank
finished
you.
it.
No, you didn't hear me close my mic. You didn't see me close my mic. I was still
I'm not
talking.
looking at my phone.
Well, now you are.
I'm not looking at my
Old
phone.
people arguing.
Cut it out, sir.
An 87-year-old and an 86-year-old. Go ahead.
No, wait a minute. He's 33.
No, he's 86.
I give you submission so I can respond.
No, you don't tell me when to do it. So, as I was saying, it is complaining when you continuously keep going back and forth about what other people are doing, when you cannot do anything to change their minds. And especially when you're constantly, sounding like you're this, high sedity elite club. And so, oh my God, I just can't stand it. I can't stand it. And they don't want to do this and they don't want to do that. It is complaining.
No.
It is.
So you weren't listening. So in fact, it's the opposite. So we were saying that people
Who is
do
we?
things, the people who you call complaining. We were saying that you can't, for example, be your own bank by investing $50 a month. What you call complaining, we might call educating in trying to change a discourse that is actually ruining young Black men's lives who are falling in literacy rates. That's worth complaining. Who don't have any money, that's worth complaining. Who think women who are educated aren't worthy of having children or raising family, that's worth complaining. And have decided to adopt a discourse that not only cheapens their own livelihoods, but those of the other Black men around them. So when I see young Black men, 18 to 29, I see a crisis. I think complaining is the least we can do. There are just as many white people in HBCUs now as Black men.
huh? What?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep complaining. I'm done.
Well, you tell me when you said that today. I'll wait. Let me rewind the tape.
Mickey said it.
Yeah. I mean, First Lady, I think it's just like, it's good to have these conversations because, number one, sometimes we have them in isolation, but, I think it's constructive because it's so predatory and damaging. And to what Maga said about Black men, young Black men are the most harmed group by cryptocurrency, by the way, right? Because it's rolled out to them as like some way to invest in cryptocurrency and make a lot of money overnight. But, the literacy rates are down, as well as financial literacy for the whole country, much less when you break it down to the Black community. So it disproportionately harms us, as does a lot of things. So, this message is being communicated to them, and it used to be communicated to them by others, but now we find that Black people are being very profitable grifting to other Black people. And I think it's just good to acknowledge, right? Because we can't, if I can talk about what's going on in politics and going on in Washington, which filters down to the everyday American, I can most certainly talk about what I see.
being perpetuated even on this app, right? To people, and I have to say, sometimes listening, it sounds ridiculous to me, but it obviously sounds pretty good to a lot of people. And they're losing their dollars. They're being given this message that, your Black education for a woman is bad. Women are starting to earn the equivalent. I think the 2020 census said about 30% of women actually out earn their husbands, in marriage, which to me is not a bad thing, but, we're just musing. So,
So then what was said?
I mean, it's just the conversation. We were all
Right.
talking.
No, because what I heard at the end, and that's what I was specifically speaking to, is the part where GA was talking about what he can't stand about a specific way of investing.
It's not investing.
That's what I was specifically talking to.
And that's what we were talking about, is the fact that what Mickey just said, there's a high propensity of Black men that are being subjected to these get-rich-quick schemes about crypto, and they don't understand that they're never going to get they're never going to get their money back from Coinbase. And they are seeing these IG reels that say, hey, you know what? Invest in Bitcoin, and I'll give you a signal chat if you pay $49.95, and I'll tell you what to invest in, and be a day trader, and get your trade locker account, and then I'll tell you what to invest in. And this is actually siphoning money from otherwise productive individuals, because they see the inflation, the economic forecast is dire, so they're trying to get ahead of it, and and that's all we were talking about. This is my field. This is what I do.
Right. So then when we say I can't stand it, right?
Yeah.
In my brain, that turned to me, in my thoughts, that becomes a complaint. Right? That's just how I perceive when somebody says, I can't stand it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of this, whatever. But if that is your profession and that's what you were doing, then it's not really you getting tired of it, because that's your job.
First Lady, may I ask you a question?
But the other piece to the complaining, I feel, is when we're not giving solutions to it. And if in fact your solution that you're speaking and nobody's actually receiving the solution that you're given, then you're not a part of the fix. It becomes a part of the problem.
But First Lady, I am a part of the solution. That's why I talk against it.
I'm not saying that you aren't. I'm just saying, in conversations like this and how we were having it, it did not sound like a solution based. It sounded like it was complaining. That's it. That's all.
But First Lady, you just chastise us for getting an attitude when people have a difference of opinion, like what we did with Anthony. So, I mean, is it okay to have criticism? And sometimes it does sound like complaining, I guess. Criticism and critique, they probably sleep in the same bed.
Criticism, critique is good when in fact it has solution base to it.
But you that's all. But we're not ChatGPT. You know what I'm saying? We can't.
documented every fucking thing that was in there, including spoons, forks, whatever, just everything. She said they made it thorough so they'll know what was it.
Has Ethan ever crashed out?
Okay. During the Second World War,
Yeah.
they didn't decide that they were going to be neutral. Both parties, both axes decided that they needed a place where they could keep their wealth without hurting it, so that they could keep it there while they were fighting. So they agreed
nice little vault
to find a
for everything
place
they robbed.
so that they would never attack. And so they